The phone rang at 3:14 in the morning, the kind of hour when only nightmares roam freely. I didn't pick up. I stayed there in the dark, counting the pauses between each ring. The soft whirring of my mini fridge was the only sound reminding me I hadn't disappeared completely. By the fifth ring, it cut off. Silence filled the room. Then came the voicemail notification. I didn't listen to it. I just stared at the ceiling, half expecting it to crack and bleed. The name glowing on my screen belonged to my brother. A text popped up right after. "What the hell did you do?" I didn't respond. Instead, I got up, shuffled to the kitchen, filled a chipped mug with water, and watched it settle. The reflection in the cup showed me someone not angry, not heartbroken, just completely finished. Somewhere down the hallway, someone began pounding on a door. Maybe it wasn't mine. Maybe it was just an echo from memory. But I recognized the rhythm of that knock. Frantic, uneven, full of desperation. They must have read the letter. I could picture their reactions as clearly as if I were standing there, faces frozen over morning coffee. Her hands would be trembling, his jaw locked tight. My father's voice, once full of righteous lectures disguised as discipline, would be barking commands. My mother would be screaming. Let her scream. I hoped it echoed through the entire house. A year earlier, I stood at my father's birthday dinner. Wine was poured into every glass. She held his hand, not my father's, but my brother's. My former fiancée, grinning at his side, wore the ring I once gave her like it had always been meant for someone else. My father raised his glass with a smug little toast, to the happy couple, like it was a punchline from a bad sitcom. Then he turned to my brother and added, "And to my son, the one who actually earned it." He tossed him a set of car keys. Brand new. Still warm from the dealership. I stared into my untouched wine. I didn't drink, not for any particular reason, just because I needed to stay alert. "Rent's due," my father added, eyes turning to me. 900. By Sunday. You're a grown man now. I shouldn't have asked, but I did. Why him? What makes him more deserving? His answer came without hesitation. Cold. Because he is. She didn't say a word. The same woman who used to fall asleep on my chest whispering, "You're my safe place," now smiled beside my brother, wearing my ring like it had never belonged to me. I swallowed that night like poison, slow and silent. And I began planning. They thought I'd collapsed. I hadn't. I moved out, left the keys behind, paid the rent, and waited. My father never asked where I went. My brother never offered an apology. 2 weeks after they announced the engagement, she sent a text. "Hope you're doing okay." I never replied. Instead, I listened, watched, collected. My brother was careless, always had been. He reused passwords. We'd shared devices long ago, and that was all it took. I found photos, screenshots, audio clips. The first message between them dated back 6 months before we were even engaged. "Think he suspects anything?" she wrote. "He's too busy trying to be perfect," he replied. He wasn't even good at lying. Every excuse was textbook. Every betrayal predictable. I took my time, gathered everything, created backups, multiple copies, 2 terabytes worth of deceit, neatly sorted and time-stamped. I saw the messages where she asked him for money, while she told me she was saving every cent for the life we were going to build together. I saw him joke with our father about taking what I never had the courage to hold on to. And then there was the video, the one I'll never describe, but it ended with her wrapped in my hoodie. "Oops," she giggled, like that piece of fabric wasn't once part of me. I didn't just collect the evidence, I compiled it, printed everything out, bound it in a black book with a matte finish, polished like morning in paperback form. I placed it neatly on the kitchen table at the old house. The one they still used for family get-togethers. I timed it perfectly. Friday evening, just before their usual Sunday brunch. On the cover, "What you built on my silence." I left a note on the fridge, short and precise. No rage, no sadness, just clean truth. I never lost. I just let you show me who you really were. And I walked out. I didn't glance back. I didn't need to, because I felt it when everything cracked. You can feel it in your bones when a family implodes, like a tremor in your chest when someone sees themselves clearly for the first time, reflected in a mirror they didn't realize was being held up to them. I didn't block their numbers. I wanted them to stew in the quiet. I wanted them to wonder whether I was watching. I wanted the silence to haunt them louder than any confrontation ever could. My father called a dozen times. Then came the text. "Let's talk. Man to man." I left it unread. My brother sent an email. Just one sentence. "You're messed up." I wrote back. "You're boring." And finally, she found me. In person. Outside my building. No makeup. Eyes red and swollen. She looked like she used to when she'd tell me she loved me. "I didn't mean to fall for him," she said softly. I tilted my head, calm. "But you meant to betray me." That moment, when her face cracked and she realized I wasn't there to be forgiven, not even to be fought for, that was the justice. That was the closure. She walked away in tears. I didn't flinch. They'll always say I ruined the family. But I didn't destroy anything. I just stopped pretending it hadn't already been shattered. The truth. They built this collapse themselves. I only turned on the lights. Let them panic. Let them hurl blame like stones. Let them scream into each other's silence. I owe them nothing, not grief, not explanation, not forgiveness. All I did was hand them the truth they never had the courage to face. And me. I'm not trying to heal. I'm becoming something else entirely. They raised me to be a weapon and painted it like sunlight. Now they finally know what it feels like to bleed from the shine.